You're listening to episode 15 of Fresh Floppies, BT Dubs.
BT Dubs?
BT Dubs.
By the ways?
Yeah. By the wayside.
By the
That's what the kids mean,
by
right?
the WhatsApp? Are you
By the
messaging?
WhatsApp, yeah.
Mommy, Daddy, look at me.
What's up to all our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? You're listening to the 15th episode of Fresh Floppies. We took Memorial Day off, so get off my back about it. But here we're gonna do some. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do some spoiler-free reviews of comic books that came out today. The freshest of floppies on your floppy racks of periodical issues. What's a floppy, by the way?
It's a comic book. It's a single issue of an ongoing storyline that comes out every month.
Every month?
Well, hopefully.
Weekly.
Yeah,
Monthly.
monthly.
Well, you read them weekly, but a
They
new
come out monthly.
chapter is sometimes it's bi-weekly.
That's true.
Sometimes it's
Well, it is Pride Month.
bi-week. Oh. Which week of Pride Month is bi-week? So I know that after everything we just said.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Allow me to apologize right up front.
You don't want to get canceled, which we'll talk about later.
Oh my God, yeah.
Up front though, I know that we just said this is the freshest books ever. However, I want to take a minute.
Oh yeah.
We decided to skip probably the most controversial week in comics ever. I'm trying to be histrionic and hyperbolic because that's how discourse occurs online. So what we're gonna do, JD and I are going to talk about two Marvel comics that came out last week briefly, and we're going to do it devoid of any controversy.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about the actual book and what we liked.
So will this have spoilers because it was a week ago?
Yeah, let's do spoilers for these two books. So
Great.
if you have not read Amazing Spider-Man number 26, Legacy number blah, 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 we're going to talk about what happened in that book. But if you've been online in the last month, you know what happened. And then I'm going to talk briefly about Punisher number 12, and I will not spoiler that.
Great.
All right,
Because I'm still reading it.
So let's go with Amazing Spider-Man.
All right, so Amazing Spider-Man 26 came out last week. To much hubbubbery.
Written by Zeb
online.
Wells with art by John Romita Jr.
You got it. And it was spoiled. There's a big event that happens in there. Kamala Khan dies. And that was spoiled months ago by Twitter. So that was, which is already infuriating.
Devoid of controversy.
Yes,
Go.
You're right. I'm sorry. So, what did you think of that? So, Kamala, who has been in this book since Jump for about 4 panels total, winds up dying. What did you think of the issue itself, Noel?
I thought that it was a classic comic booky left turn.
Yes.
The idea, this entire arc, this entire run, we've been under the impression that Mary Jane is going to get offed.
Yeah.
Because of larger mythological machinations, et cetera, et cetera. The way that they had set this up, including the way that they had seeded Kamala Khan in this run before, and she had some side stories. Like, I think she had a mini-series during one of the events.
She had 2 issues during Dark Web.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, she has always been a background character.
Yeah.
She has been like in the lab, just not center stage intentionally.
Yeah. And every time she shows up, I went, wait, who is that again? Oh, right, that's Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look anything like her. Okay, I get she's in the book. Right, I forgot.
Well, I think that's John Romita.
Yeah.
This is John Romita.
Everyone's got the same face.
So the way that this whole issue went down, I am expecting one thing of this the entire time. I got spoiled, so I'm expecting that thing. But the way that they do it, where essentially they set Kamala up to be the savior in the last second because Peter can't get there in time, which to me is an incredibly superhero thing.
Yeah.
She sacrifices herself to save a random person. Mm-hmm. To her, Mary Jane is a random ass person.
Yeah.
Which happens to save the entire world. Did she know that she wasn't going to be able to heal? No. Right. Which makes it tragic and kind of much more sad.
Yeah.
But am I offended? Do I think that they did her dirty? Do I think that devoid of controversy. I liked it because I was shocked and surprised in kind of a way that, old episodes of Buffy would hit me.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, this is pretty cool. But how did that character get killed? They weren't even a part of this scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the randomness of it did affect me.
Yeah. I agree. The way that it went down, I knew it was going to happen, the big, broader stroke of it. But the way it went down, I went, oh, all right. That's kind of cool. I forgot she could do that. That's neat. I don't know if it's devoid of controversy to say my feelings on the issue have been echoed online, where it is a character who doesn't have her own book, and she is very, very rarely seen in the 25 issues before this. 20, I guess maybe 27, including her. She had 2 issues where it was actually hers. But it just felt like I wish up until this point she had been more of a co-star and less of a, oh, right, she's in the book. Oh, right, she's in the lab there. There she is, kind of thing. But the way that the actual event went down, I thought was actually pretty well done.
I like that they started the issue with her.
Yes.
The issue started with her interviewing.
They needed to.
Well,
like, oh yeah.
It's
she's in this.
It's difficult in comic books because of the episodic nature of it, but this is like an episode where they show you a flashback before the events in order to set up a context that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
So it starts with her interviewing for her internship. And in the issue, they reveal that the only reason why she was even there was only because she felt she needed to kind of pay attention to Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
Which is a context that we didn't have for 25 issues. Do I think that is a disservice to the story? No. I don't, because that's kind of the fast-paced nature. If it was any other character, I wouldn't have thought otherwise. Yeah. It being Kamala makes it sting a little bit because I really like her.
Yeah, she's great.
But it being any other supporting character in his book, no, I wouldn't have thought twice about it.
Yeah,
it's just the fact
it's
that
because
it's Kamala.
Yeah.
Huge
character.
So like the function of it, no problems. The execution of it, no problems. The way that it was set up, no problems. I like Kamala.
Yeah. She'll be back.
But doesn't that mean it's effective? Like if it guts you a little bit, it worked.
Yeah.
And you're mad because it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. No, I've been enjoying this run. I feel like you and I are the only ones who are spouting their love for this run. But I do have that one problem of I would have liked more Kamala in this run overall, just because I think it would be fun to see her actually engaging more in the story and actually engaging with Peter more.
All of the Oscorp plot lines seem to be minimized in the last 25 issues, because I would have totally loved to see them being a mentor and all the shit that he's working on at Oscorp. But it's like barely in the book, period.
Someone had made a point, and I thought it out, and I was like, actually, this may have been more effective. We've been dealing with this mystery for this entire time. We're shown 6 months ago, back then, oh no, he's upset, and he's on the outs. I think I may have liked to have seen this in a linear fashion, where we get the storyline of MJ and all that other stuff early on, and then we just sort of watch it happen chronologically instead of making a mystery of it. I feel like it may have had more impact that way.
I think to get back to the controversy of it all, I think that actually would have melted fucking brains.
Like it already has now.
Yeah. Worse, because we would have had to, in the span of 1 to 2 issues. Instead of it going, so I think that the telling the past or the current and putting in the past first gave people kind of a cushion to get used to the fact that he's not with MJ right now.
Yeah.
If it was he's with MJ, 2 issues later, she's with children and kind of like.
Well, we got that in the first episode.
No, but you got it in the guise of a time jump as opposed to it just being an immediate thing for him. That would have been.
Even worse.
1,000 times worse. Yeah. Because it at least gave you the cushion to kind of wait out that 6 months to see what it was like and get used to the idea, as opposed to like, 3 issues ago they were together and about to move in. Now she's got 2 kids in a linear fashion.
Yeah.
It would have been harsh. Yeah. Harsh.
And in the multiverse, I would have liked to have read it that way.
You're wrong.
But, what was
you're a dumb wrong. No.
I mean, I'm used to that.
I'm a dumb wrong.
Punisher 12 came out last week.
Yeah.
Jason Aaron and Jesus Sayas.
I have been loving this series. I think not many people have been talking about it. There's this. We're going to gut neuter the Punisher kind of discourse, and I don't understand it. If anybody was actually reading this book, it's the most violent, vile,
he beheads
harsh,
so many people with a sword in this series.
Punisher book I have read in the last 20 years or so. Yeah. Honestly, since the last time Jason Aaron wrote him.
Which is another one of my favorite Punisher runs, honestly.
The Punisher Max with Dylan.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah. I think like
Old Man Frank, basically.
This book, if anybody's not aware of the conceit of this book, it's that the Hand has conscripted Frank Castle to be their Saint of Killers.
Saint of Killers, 100%. I was about to say that. Yeah.
The High Priest of Murder. Yeah. Which is in line with all of the Frank Miller insanity of the Hand. So anybody boo-hooing about that, like they did it. They tried to do it with Shadowland forever ago with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, it's too fantastical." I was like, "This is deeply in line with everything that they." I'm sorry, you were cool with Resurrection, but you're not cool with an actual beast.
Yeah.
Relax. But during the course of this 12 issues, he has constantly being imbued with the power of the beast and able to enact his awfulness on anyone that has like transgressed with great efficiency. And the more he does it, the more powerful he gets, to the point where Frank is a superhero.
He keeps leveling up.
Frank
demon powers,
levitates. He could literally see people's sins. Like it is
even sins that are yet to come.
Yes, it is full tilt insane. And he did all this. This is not a spoiler because it happened in the first issue. He did all this because they resurrected his family for him, Maria, and then they're working on the kids. So he's doing this to bring back his wife, or keep his wife back. The book ended in such a fashion that so
it's a 12-issue maxi series. So the series is over.
Series is over. The book ended with finality to the character that is not final whatsoever.
Right. And everyone's flipping out.
But it did it in such a way that the next writer, or whoever tackles this character next, they changed something that is germane to his entire ethos.
I'm so curious. I'm on issues. I'm about to start issue 6. I have been blowing through. Like I started it yesterday, the day before, and I was supposed to be reading books for this podcast, and in between reading these issues, I was like, I want to read one more Punisher.
The art by Jesus Saez is in current day, and then there's flashbacks to his youth by Paul Azaceta, which the styles do not match, but they kind of sing together, which is pretty cool. I was incredibly pleased with this book, and I don't understand. A lot of headlines have been, they're taking him off the board, they've neutered him. I don't think people are reading this book. At all. If that's their takeaway. Like, when the book started, it was like a whole controversy that they changed his symbol, his logo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep falling back on if you ever thought that Frank is a hero, you're reading it wrong. You're
not reading the right book.
He's even to himself, he's not the hero. So I find it so fascinating. But this series is fantastic.
Oh, good.
12 issue.
I'm loving it.
It's tight as shit, and it can go anywhere from here, or it could go nowhere, and that's fine.
It might be a nice little boop. One and done.
I loved it. I will read it again.
Really enjoying it. I'm literally like, I wish I was at home reading it right now.
It's fantastic.
I'm really enjoying it.
All right, so let's actually talk about the books this week.
Let's
Sorry
do
about
it.
that. Yeah.
Flash number 800, Extra Size Spectacular, a celebration of Wally West by Jeremy Adams, Fernando Passarin, Mark Waid, Todd Knock, Joshua Williamson, Carmine Diadomenico, Jeff John, Scott Collins, Cy Spurrier. Oh, what's the upcoming Flash team of Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr. And this was so much fun. This is another DC book that I'm trying to catch up on, a la Nightwing. The Wally West Flash book by Jeremy Adams is just delightful. I'm having a blast with it. Some of the faces are a little wonky with the current artist, I think Passarin. Some of the smiles are a little creepy, but otherwise it's a really, really fun book. I'm really down with it. I've always been a Wally West guy. I don't care about Barry Allen at all, but Wally's my dude. And so this is just a nice little what's it called?
Anthology,
which Noel generally hates. What did you think of this anthology of the Flash?
Well,
Noel?
I generally hate anthologies. I don't know if anybody knew that.
Really?
I generally hate anthologies.
Wish I knew that.
This was delightful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was great. It was. No one overstayed their welcome.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wonderful price point. It's $5.99 for 4.
Mine's $4.99.
Oh well, this is the cardstock cover.
Yeah. Oh, but the Michael Cho.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah.
Presentation.
It's good.
Yeah.
This cover is fine. I don't care for my cover as much. You've got the Michael Cho cardstock cover variant.
Yeah, presentation is wonderful, and honestly, I'm not always about cardstock covers, but with a book this kind of meaty, I think the cardstock really helps. It makes the flippability of the pages,
the floppy,
the floppability of the pages a little bit less malleable. No, this was a wonderful. There was definitely weaker ones, but all of them were very warm and very kind of like inviting.
Yeah. One of my favorite types of stories when it comes to anthologies is invariably someone at some point will do a story about a character, a superhero or a villain, where a bunch of other characters are sitting around talking about them. Yeah. And so this is the one that opens this up is a bunch of villains playing poker probably. That's what villains do. They always get around and play poker. No one's ever watching like television together.
I think they're playing
video games.
Baccarat.
And they're all telling stories about the Flash and why you don't F with Central City, his hometown. You can even go to. They'd rather go to Gotham and deal with Batman or Metropolis and deal with Superman instead of dealing with the Flash. He's the worst hero to have to deal with, and I love all these little stories.
Oh yeah, it's great. One of the ones that I had. There are 4 stories here, right? 4? Is it 4 total or 5? I'm gonna do some counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Of the 5, there are 2 that they didn't rub me the wrong way, but I did not care for them that much. Oh. The Joshua Williamson one, cute conceit of Barry and Iris going on a date night, and they traversing through time and all kinds of fun stuff. I have no idea, nor do I have any context of an idea of who the fudge these people are.
I am assuming those are their children in the future.
Is it?
I'm assuming.
I mean, that'd be great if there was any kind of text box that alludes to whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, they go, they spend time with them, they hug each other, and then when they're leaving, Barry is crying, and I'm only assuming it's because, the last page there, he's got a single tear falling down his face.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, I wanted a little bit, so I didn't read the 8,000 issue run of Joshua Williamson. I only read like the first 12.
Yeah.
Even in dialogue, they could have just let me know. I feel like the tiniest step would have like really made this work for me. Like even if it was like to see old friends, ... in family. Mm-hmm. Just something, like anything other than being like a little left out. Like, oh, purple costumes. That's cool.
Yeah, I have no idea who they are. Well, they've got the purple costumes with Flash logos.
And red hair. I mean, yeah.
And I remember from my childhood reading old issues of the original Flash that, I think they had the Tornado Twins or something like that. Like
I don't know.
Barry and Iris had kids or grandkids who were twins.
My Flash,
I don't remember.
Everything is just basically most of John's run.
Oh, okay.
So I have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Mike Deodato Jr.
Oh, so Mike Deodato Jr. is an artist who's been around for decades.
He's like 85.
And he used to draw...
That's not fair. He's like 60.
Is he?
But he's been around forever.
He used to draw, and now I feel like he does a combination of tracing and photo manipulation. And he is not... And he does a lot of gutters. He makes a lot of panels where panels are kind of unnecessary. Though I will say here, they work kind of well. Because of the movement of the Flash and the way the Flash is so kinetic and crazy all over the place, it makes a little bit more sense.
It makes more sense, but...
Still a lot.
So, okay, I am not an artist. But I think I do understand the language of comic books.
Sure.
The language of comic books kind of dictates that panel progression moves. Mm-hmm. He just makes panels of static images.
Yeah. He'll take a full image and then just break it up into 17 panels,
which aren't showing any movement. So like the double page that you showed me, yes, like with him crashing through this wall, the text boxes kind of give you that movement, even though the image is pretty static.
Yeah.
But then if you go to like 2 pages later, it's just panels on him fighting someone.
Yep.
It's just gutters on top of him fighting someone.
Yeah.
It might as well be fighting behind bars, but not moving anywhere. So it genuinely bugs me.
Yeah, like it feels like a crutch.
Even underneath, it's a static image with a panel break between it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Yeah,
let's see. All right, let's break down this one page. How many actual scenes are in here? Panel scenes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
24.
19, 20, 21. You got 24?
Yeah, because these random 2 over here.
Oh, yeah.
And these random 2 over here.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's how many panels that this 5 panel.
5 scenes, 1 page, 25 panels.
Yeah. It's a stylistic choice that is a little distracting. And I don't... What do you think of the writing, by the way?
Oh, I loved it. So I'm a fan of Cy Spurrier. His kind of like almost it's oddly methodical and kind of like super sci-fi, which I'm cool with. Like I like this new barrier, this new blip, and then the interdimensional concept. Like Wally did a thing, and now his perception's a little wonky, and he shakes it off.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Like he's phasing through, what is it, vibrational spasms he calls them. He's glitching through layers of, instead of like actually phasing to dimensions, he's almost glitching to phases of perception. So like seeing zombies, but not actually going into the world of it. It's wild.
My problem is, if this was Barry Allen, this makes sense. The way that he writes his inner monologue
it's Wally.
Is not Wally to me. Wally is not a scientist. Barry Allen is the scientist. Flash fact this, flash fact that. He's the guy you would give all this dialogue to. Oh, the Fresnel diffraction. If it were possible to scale up to use me as a proxy for an energized particle, then the waveform scatters. This is what you'd get from a collision with, damn, it's an atomic mirror, a quantum barrier, an interference field to splinter vibrations from their source. That's not Wally West. Oh, you're looking at the face? Yeah.
Some of these faces are great.
This does not feel like Wally. This is a Barry Allen.
I didn't even clock that because the Flash is a smarty pants. Like my headcanon, I was just reading the Flash, not specifically reading Wally.
Yeah, this is definitely Wally. He's there with Linda, and of course the whole thing is this feels kind of Wally-ish. Is that he promised no powers? They're going out on a date. They're having time to themselves. She makes him promise, do not use your powers, and he spends the entire issue trying to do as much as he can. As fast as he can, so that she doesn't know he's left the dinner table.
Well, has the last decade of being the Flash for Wally gotten him a little smarter? Spending so much time around Barry and his...
Not that smart, no.
Yeah, all right, whatever. No. I didn't clock it because, honestly, I'm not a giant Flash fan. I just read it as Flash is smart. Yeah. So, here we go.
Yeah. So. It's just... He's a little too smart in this one for me.
You hear that, Cy? Dumb him down.
Dumb him down, man. If you're doing a Barry book, perfection. It's wonderful. But like halfway through this tiny story, I went, "Who is this talking? Like, who is this guy? This is not the guy I've been reading for 30 years." But otherwise, the issue's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is good stuff. This is a good anniversary. It makes it's a lot tighter than anthologies usually are.
How about Shazam #2 from Mark Waid and Dan Mora, Man vs. Myth? Oh, you know what? This is nice, too. Nice presentation. It's a thick book. It's got a nice semi-glossy cover. It's not quite cardstock, but still thick enough. And the art by Dan Mora is, as always, wonderful. Mm-hmm. I don't read Shazam.
You do now. I
am loving Shazam.
You do
this
now.
Is great. It's setting up mysteries. It's big and crazy and kind of dumb. There is a dinosaur with mountains of paperwork, which I actually cackled at when he opens the door. And you see the dinosaur with his briefcase.
It's a bureaucratic dinosaur.
Yeah, awesome. So much fun. I love this. And then, so at the last issue, Shazam's been going around helping people, Billy Batson. And at the end, he flips out. He gets angrier than he's ever been. He yells at people. This guy never does that. Everyone's kind of confused, and it's, of course it goes viral. And then we have a supposed solution to it pretty quick, and I went, oh, of course it's that character doing that. Or not.
Yeah.
The mysteries that this has set up are fun, and the vibes are adorable.
Just like with the last issue, Mark Waid finds a way of like kind of not twisting superheroes, but perceiving their weaknesses a little bit differently. With a magic character, it's difficult because they could usually just kind of like wave away things with a new spell or a new kind of like a thing. But baking this kind of conflict in where Billy's just genuinely afraid to be Shazam now.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome. Art is perfect. Story's fun.
It
Dan
feels
Mora
like
should draw every book. Mark Waid should write and or consult on every comic book.
It has a very classic tone, but modern sensibilities. If you're like a Golden Age guy or a Silver Age guy, check this out.
How old is Mark Waid?
No idea.
How long has he been doing this?
So long. As long as I've been reading comic
if you had
books,
to
I feel like
guess conservatively, like late 50s?
I think it's probably 60s. Just from that work he's done.
How does I talk with 40-year-olds that have no grasp of just like common nomenclature and modern techniques?
Yeah.
How does he do that? Like, he is able to, like, more so than any other writer I can think of or storyteller I can think of, he's able to maintain reverence to the past while also making, how old is it?
61.
He's able to maintain reference and reverence of the past and just the, comic-y of it all.
Yeah.
While still making it modern and accessible.
Yeah. He's always...
I can't think of anybody else. Maybe Kurt Busiek, but not as well.
Nope.
Not nearly as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely more on the Wade train than the Busiek bus.
Yeah, Busiek just like kind of stays in the past and does it really well.
Yeah.
Wade is he's commenting on like things that happen on the internet now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, he's real good. And also, what's the other book? World's Finest.
Yeah.
It's another one. Slam dunking it.
You've been canceled. With Dan Mora
Is that the next one?
Yeah, let's go with that.
You've been canceled, number 1 from Mad Cave by Kurt Pyers, Kevin Castanero, Jason Wordy, and Micah Myers. Micah Myers, not Michael, either the comedian or the serial killer. Did we both have the same exact response to seeing the cover of this book in previews a couple months ago?
Oh, look at this edgelord.
Oh, you've been canceled. Fuck you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to read fiction from somebody that thinks they're the victim because they were asked to like use a pronoun.
Yeah. That's what I got from this as well.
Yeah.
But we both, I think. And I remember seeing the name Kurt Pyers, and I'm like, I don't think that's that guy.
We saw the creative. When I look at when I see a book, like when my spidey sense on edgelord garbage kind of goes off, I will look at the creative team, and almost invariably it's Comicsgate guys and or adjacent, right?
I thought this was going to.
So I was just like, oh god, great. And then I look up the creative team, and I'm like, oh wait, this is legit. This is actually like well-known creators who are at least intellectually progressive and have a little bit more to contribute than just edgelord garbage. So I was like, maybe we should read this.
And I'm so glad we did.
Yep.
This takes place in Los Angeles, 2050, and basically the bit is in the 2040s at some point, the love of canceling celebrities or even just people, I guess, got intermingled with bloodlust. And so now there are, I would say, bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Who's...
Cancelers.
It's got vibes of like Running Man, and you said Judge Dredd, which is a good one, but with like a smirk.
I think aesthetically more Judge Dredd and just like the town, but like this is much more Running Man, much more. What was it? Series 9? You remember that movie from forever ago where it's a literally reality show of like people having to hunt and kill each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that.
That
was a good
movie.
one. Yeah. But he's sort of a bounty hunter, and he has to go up against other bounty hunters in order to track down someone who they vote, right? So
the world
a person on a show, I guess a TV show, they reveal this person, what they've done, and then you call in or use the internet to vote, and then if that guy gets canceled, you get murked.
Yeah, so like it's like the broadcast reveals who's canceled this week, and then just all bounty hunters go after him, and they fight each other to get after the canceled. So like the two canceled parties we see in this book is basically a Harvey Weinstein type.
Yep.
And Martin Shkreli. Yeah.
And complete with Wu-Tang record reference.
Yeah, and the thing about this, the main character that we have, he's deplorable. He's annoying. He's in his mid to late 50s, so he's just like a grizzled pro, and just laying waste to all these other bounty hunters. Something happens towards the end of the book that turns the tables on him.
Wait a minute, are you saying what if the canceller got canceled?
Oh, yeah, that's basically what happens. But so let's talk about the art.
Let's. I'm a big fan of guys like Daniel Warren Johnson and James Harren, and this is very much in that wheelhouse. I love the art here. It's over the top, cartoony, a little anime-esque. Perfect for this book. What did you think of the art?
I'm just gonna agree with you on all points. But more like Daniel Warren Johnson-esque. The lines are a little thinner. It's a little less detailed, but there's so much motion and kineticism in the panels. Within the panels. It was just such a breezy ass read. And when it needs to be detailed, it's detailed. Yeah. Like when he does cityscapes and stuff and gets to the the encampment. Yeah, this is. I was very impressed with this book. I don't think everyone will like this book, or everyone will like this book, because it made me think of Judge Dredd, but it also made me think of Starship Troopers. Oh yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
It is a satire.
Yes,
but it's done so well that some people will think it's an admonishment of what it's satirizing.
Yeah.
Or it's not an admonishment of what it's satirizing. It's a movie like Starship Troopers. It's a movie about fascists being good at killing.
Yeah.
And some people are like, yeah, pro-military.
Yeah.
And other people are like, no, that's not the point.
Yeah. I'm sorry, just real quick. Speaking of Paul Verhoeven, who did RoboCop, someone literally tweeted, imagine if you thought RoboCop was political commentary.
Oh, buddy.
Like, oh, dude, did you not watch the movie? Did you only watch the TV show? Like, what do you...
Oh, no.
Oh, little buddy. But go on.
Oh, they don't read. Or just know how. No, but this almost skirts the line, not of... So there's nothing offensive in this book.
No.
Like, it doesn't take the easy, low-hanging fruit jokes about, like, progressive causes or minor cancellations or pronoun use. Like, it doesn't take the stupid easy jokes. It's just the ordinary world where mob rule chooses what happens. Right. But I do think that it's such a cool, fun gray area that whoever's reading it will think it's for them. Because there's going to be some edgelords who read this and they're like, see, this is what could happen. Yeah. Whereas I'm reading it and I'm like, yeah, this is satire. Yep. It's wonderful. So yeah,
highly recommend.
Like
this is floppy AF.
Floppy, fresh. Fresh. Am I pulled for this? We should be.
You should be. I'll tell you. I hope it does well, and doesn't get canceled. Grrr. What's next?
You're fired.
Oh.
What is next? I don't know. Do you want to talk about Steel? I could do Steel. No.
Do Steel.
What are we doing? Oh,
do one of you read two books I didn't read.
Yeah, there are two books. We're gonna introduce a new segment We're gonna call
Can't
it
wait to hear what it is.
Fast Floppies.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
That's what my wife calls it.
I'm gonna. Well, it's not
Give me
so
that
fast.
fast floppy.
Give me that flaccid floppy.
Oh no.
Fast flaccid.
Edit that out.
No.
So what's the new? What are we doing? How does it work?
So I'm going to talk about 2 books that I read that you did not. Each book I only get 10 words.
10 words. Okay.
10 words.
All right. I'm gonna
not counting the title and creative team, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You'd run out. Yeah.
So the first one is Steelworks #1. Came out from Dawn of DC. Came out today. Written by Michael Dorn, the voice of Steel in the cartoons, as well as Worf from Star Trek. Art by Sami Basri, who I actually really like. He did a bunch of Power Girl and stuff back in the day.
So anyone who doesn't know, Steel is a part member of the Super Family. He showed up in the Death and Return of Superman, John Henry Irons. He's got a giant steel suit, which somehow his mouth moves when he speaks, even though it's covered in metal. Go on. Steel works.
All right, so let's do 10 words.
You didn't even write them out ahead of time?
No, I'm doing this.
Wait.
I'm doing this live.
Wow.
Overwritten. Interesting. Incomplete. But still fascinating and intriguing. We'll see.
Okay.
So that's only 10.
That's it?
Can I explain my 10 words? I'll do it really fast.
Don't you dare. Absolutely not. But I will ask, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Halfway.
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 Right. Or you can give it a review, rating.
Fresh enough. My last 2 words were "we'll see."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not
that
bad.
Tracks,
it's just
fresh
like,
enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Ambassadors.
I
am hopping back on the Mark Miller train, man.
Me too.
Because of your talking to me review about Nemesis Reloaded. I read it. A bucket of fun. Big reveal at the end that leads us directly into big time. And does this? Okay, do your 10 words.
So Ambassadors #6, art written by Mark Miller with art by Matteo Scalera.
Oh, he's good.
This 6-issue mini. Every single issue has been a different artist.
Yeah. Buffagni
and
Matteo Buffagni did the last issue. I like him a lot too.
Yeah, he did the last Magic Order mini.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he's good.
There's Mark Miller's got a stable of artists that are just dope.
Yeah.
But anyway, before my 10 words start, artist every issue. This was a double-sized issue. So I thought that maybe it would have a second act or second part that maybe ties into a big game coming. All right, we'll see. Now, 10 words start.
All right, here we go. Is that one of them?
No.
Okay.
That was that. Now there it goes. All right, starting now. Excellent concept. Fun shorts. I'm not going to waste the word stories, just shorts.
Oh, I thought you meant there were interesting shorts in the pants.
Excellent concept, fun singles.
Yep.
Floppies, fun floppies. Ultimately, meh.
Oh.
Finale.
Okay. 3 more.
And we'll see.
Oh, you okay. All right. I'm excited to read this because I enjoyed the first. Basically, Ambassadors is in the Mark Miller verse. Someone has the ability to give humans superpowers, and they are choosing the best people in the world. Not the meanest, not the most aggressive, but actually the nicest people in the world. That's where I left off on issue 2. So I'm excited to catch up with it. And I know that Mark Miller has a whole universe unifying event coming. So I'm going to try and catch up with this as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they will play into that, but as of right now, it was this was a bit standalone. There wasn't so I guess Nemesis Reloaded kind of set it up for me that it's all gonna lead, but no, it just kind of ends in should be. Yeah. I'm it's okay, it's nice, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Adventures. Oh wait, how fresh? I was gonna say how floppy.
It's fresh.
Fresh.
Overall, it's fresh. Not the freshest. Fresh. Barely,
Fresh enough?
Fresh enough. Yeah, fresh enough.
Adventures of Superman, John Kent, number 4 by Tom Taylor. But this one is drawn by Derek Robertson, he being of The Boys. And this book is great. I'm digging the hell out of this. John Kent I love him as Superman. And he is going through the multiverse trying to help Kal-Els who are being killed by Ultraman. And the last issue, he goes to kill... Whoop, never mind.
I actually think you should not spoil it. If anybody is not reading this book, now, pick up the issues. They're all available. 4
issues. Nice and easy.
This is not a wait for trade. This book is fantastic. It's the freshest. It's one of the top 3 freshest books at DC right now.
Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, and because it's so twisted... It's Tom Taylor being very twisty every issue.
Yeah.
Not unlike... When was the last time he was like this twisty? Probably Injustice.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what? Every issue. Like, what? Every issue. And even
also,
though they came out a month ago, like, pick it up.
If you haven't read Injustice.
Oh, yeah.
I was flabbergasted at how good that book is. It's based on a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
He's tapping into that same kind of like, you can't get away with that. Watch me.
Yeah.
Vibe with this book.
Yeah.
And, yeah, no, I wouldn't even, I almost hesitate to recap where we are past the first issue because
I'm fine with that.
It's so dope.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
It keeps shifting and I love it. There's a scene in this book, in this issue, between 2 people that I didn't think would be in this series.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
This is awesome.
Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'm fine leaving it there.
Yeah,
Read
awesome.
Adventures of Superman, John Kent. And guess what? You can skip... if you want to, you could skip the previous series.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? John Kent Superman. Was that the name
Superman,
of it?
Son of Kal-El.
Son of Kal-El. That's what it was.
This is accessible.
Yeah, you could jump
issue.
right in. All you need to know is that it's his kid.
Yeah.
Superman's kid. Loki from Marvel our one Marvel book to discuss this week. Loki by Dan Waters and
Geraldo?
Germain? Peralta? Herman?
Yeah.
Mike Spicer.
Herman Peralta, yeah.
Yeah. Weapons from Loki's past now doom Marvel's future. You know what I always wondered? What would a ship made of toenails look like?
Fingernails.
Fingernails.
All nails. They crush it down to a powder and then make planks out of it. So it would just look like a
regular ship.
A white ship.
Yeah. So this was fun too.
Yeah.
I really like this. I don't know who Dan Waters is or Herman Peralta.
Dan Waters has done a couple of really fun things at Image. Homesick Pilots was fun.
Oh, that's right.
He did.
I'm forgetting that.
I think he did a series at Boom. He's one of those writers that's like, okay, like always sample it because he's got a fun voice.
Yeah.
And usually it's a very like articulate and complicated voice. So like the first chunk of this book is third person retelling of a Loki myth from millennia ago that does not really require you or invite you to understand what's going on. And then all of a sudden it smash cuts to current day Loki having a Bloody Mary in Florida.
Yeah, in Florida, and revealing that he's the Florida man.
Yeah. So this is that kind of book where I got a lot of Kieran Gillen vibes where I'm going to talk about a lot of things. Keep up with me. You'll be rewarded. But I might lose you.
This feels like a Kieran Gillen, not to be confused with Kieran Gillen book.
It's good.
It's even got a really good bit. Don't be daft. I can't sail a ship with holes in it. Because Thor's like, are you going to sail that? He's like, no, I can't sail a ship with holes in it. So, and I don't know how this works, but the ship is in the distance. And so Loki then uses his fingers to just grab it at that size and bring it with him in a jar.
Magic, motherfucker.
You know how when you take a picture and you're like, I'm holding the Statue of Liberty in my palm, except then he actually is holding the Statue of Liberty in his palm. Very well done. I don't generally care about Loki series by himself, but this is fun, man. I really like this.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with this too. It's also a thicker issue.
Yeah, that's when you were holding it. Like I know I ordered this for the store, but when you were holding it, and I was like, "Is that a reprint? What did I order? I don't remember." And you're like, "No, it's a brand new series." It feels like one of those really thick reprints where it just has a bunch of issues from Loki, but no, it's literally just a number 1.
Yeah, it's
great jumping on point. If you love Loki, if you like a young Loki who's sort of not the mean old just evil for evil's sake.
Yeah, it's current. It's present day Loki. It's current Loki who's now the god of stories and running Jotunheim.
Yeah, you could do the voice from his live action stuff in your head, and it would make sense.
This is Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston, thank you.
Yeah, this is a really fun book. I am not a giant fan of Loki carrying his own thing, but this surprised me. I was interested.
Yeah, it's good, fun. Is that all of them? Did we do them?
That's all the books we're doing today. Is there anything else you're excited about?
I'm excited for Spider-Man #9 by Dan Slott and Mark Bagley.
Is there any time you're not excited for Spider-Man, considering there's a new issue every week?
Nope.
That's the correct answer, by the way.
What's that?
That was the correct answer.
Oh, good. Yeah. Peacemaker Tries Hard issue 2. I'm excited for. That might be about it.
I'm excited for Once Upon a Time at the End of the World coming back, issue number 6. Speaking of Tom Taylor, Dark Knights of Steel, the penultimate issue.
Oh, I'm trying to catch up on that too.
And then out of nowhere, I picked up In Hell We Fight by John Layman.
Lehman.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read anything from him, and it was a blind buy. Yeah. So we'll see. Nice. But yeah.
You know what? All of those are lies. I'm gonna go home and read some more Punisher.
I'm excited about
Jason
Punisher.
Yeah, that's the one.
Other than that, are there any place that people can find you?
At my comic shop, Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street. You can also find us tonight. Live streaming at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitch. If you look for CultPop Podcast or CultPop Go, we will be discussing
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah! I already saw it twice. I'm so excited to talk about it. This was delightful. So join us tonight, and we'll talk about all things Spidey.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. If there's a book coming out that you want us to talk about next week, let us know.
Oh, yeah. We take requests.
Yeah, we take requests. Yeah. We'll talk at you later, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Toodles.
I got the big D. I got the big D. I went to school and I got the big D.
Thank you for listening to the Cult Pop Network, home to podcasts, live shows, and a whole lot of fun stuff for every flavor of fan. Follow us wherever you find your favorite podcasts, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday night at youtube.com/CultPopGo at 8 p.m. Eastern. While you're there, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you'll know when we drop new Thunder Rounds and episodes of Fresh Floppies, a spoiler-free show about single-issue comics released each week. Until then, we'll talk at you later.